What's up, guys? Back with another law of sines example video. I had a couple requests for some examples specifically on numbers 4 through 8 on the homework. And for those ones, you are finding the uh, missing side length. So we are going to do that. We're going to use law of sines to do it. Let's get started. So hopefully you'll recall that we have, not only do we have angles A, B, and C, and you can see those labeled already. Those are labeled by capital letters A, B, and C, but we also have side lengths A, B, and C, and those are indicated by the side across from the angle. And the question is asking us to find side AB. A little bit of confusion maybe that it's asking us to find what looks like two different side lengths, but really it's just talking about this side length here between A and B, which we would also call C. And I know it's a little bit confusing, and I'm sorry that's the way that that's presented. But it's called side length C because it's opposite of angle C. So it would be also known as C, right? And I guess I probably should have done that in yellow. But so that's what we're trying to find, okay? And what we have is we have angle B, and we also have side B, right? So I've got angle C, I've got angle B, and I've got side B, and I want to find side C. So I want to use law of sines to set it up. Well, I've got both the angle B and the side length B. So we'll start by setting it up. Well, I know that law of sines is sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. So I'm going to start with B because we have both of those. The sine of angle B is 115 degrees. The side length B is 47 yards. And this is going to be equal to sine of C, okay, sine of C, 21 degrees. So you can see, hopefully that's the measure of that angle there. Sine of 21 degrees. And then I'm trying to find the side length C, which is right here. And I don't know yet, so that's our unknown. Right, so I've got it all set up. Now I want to solve for C, okay? And solving for C is getting C in the denominator, or in the numerator, all by itself. So I'm going to start by getting C into the numerator, by multiplying both sides by C. And multiplying both sides by C. That cancels out C on the left, or on the right, sorry, and moves it over to the left. C times the sine of 115 divided by 47 yards. And that is equal to the sine of 21. Okay, now I'm trying to get C by itself. To me, the next move is I'm going to multiply both sides by 47 yards. I leave myself very much room. 47 yards. 47 yards. This cancels out 47 yards on the left, moves it to the right. So now I'm left with C times the sine of 115 is equal to the sine of 21 times 47. And I should point out that the 47 is not, you're not taking the sine of that. I know it sounds like it, but it's the sine of 41, which is a number, times 47. And then I want to get C by itself, so last thing I need to do is divide by sine of 115. So you'll recall, hopefully, that the sine of 115 is just some number that we haven't computed yet, so we can divide by it, right? We can divide by it like as if it were 10 or something like that. And so finally we get that C is equal to the sine of 21 times 47 divided by the sine of 115. And can't forget about the yards, because that's the side length, right? So at this point, you're saying, well, that's all fine and dandy, but that doesn't look like a side length to me. That looks like a bunch of math mumbo jumbo. Correct. So we want to plug it into a calculator. Now, if you don't have graphing calculator, then your best shot is going to be to go to Desmos, which I happen to have open. Okay, and first thing you'll want to do is make sure that you're in degree mode. So if you tap the wrench at the top right hand corner, at the bottom you'll see radians and degrees, radians, degrees. We want to be in degrees, and so then we will plug in. I want, if you go to functions, I want the sine of 21. I'm going to arrow out times 47, and all of that was divided by, oh, let's see here. All of that is divided by, was it the sine of 115? Yes, it was. Sine 115. And we get that our side length is 18.58. And that is in yards. So our side length here is 15.58 yards. And I'm realizing now that I used the wrong value the entire time for yards. That should have been 43 yards. So 43 yards, 43, that's on me. And let's see what happens if we change that. I think it's supposed to be 17 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 17. Sorry about that. We all make mistakes, especially early in the morning. 17.00 yards. So this length here is 17 yards. Hopefully that was helpful, minus my small error there. If you were confused at the beginning, I apologize for that. But all you need to do is set up your what's it called, ratios, and then solve for the missing variable, whether that's an angle measure or a side length. And once you've come to this step here, then you've really done all the mathy stuff, and you just have to plug it into a calculator. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you need any help. Shoot me an email, something like that. And I hope you guys are all doing well.